Sometimes misogyny isn't about action, it's about inaction. And one of the hardest things to understand is that not every act of misogyny is trying to take away a woman's right to vote or get an abortion. Sometimes misogyny is just about making it easier on the assholes who do. Which brings me to my first story tonight. This week, Samuel McHenry pled guilty to raping a car accident victim, and for his crimes, he'll be sentenced to 6 whole months in jail. At his discretion, of course. That's right. He's literally going to jail when it fucking suits him for threatening a car accident victim with arrest and raping her. The reduced sentence is due to a plea bargain. And honestly, I can only wonder how a meeting that starts with a rape charge ends with, yeah, but he better do the full 6 months of jail within the year. We're serious about this shit. And plea bargain or no, perhaps the fact that a rape charge can get negotiated down to less time than I've agreed to spend reading the Quran is the problem. And by the way, for those of you keeping score at home, I'm 2 for 3 on weeks where a rapist only gets 6-month stories. Take that, Steelers. Now, sometimes misogyny is a bit more direct. Not necessarily aimed at women, but just aimed at a fucked up way of thinking. And if you're looking for a fucked up way of thinking, the Amish are a pretty good place to start. According to The Sun, Sevilla and Daniel Stoltzfus, an Amish couple, are currently facing charges for selling their 14-year-old daughter to a 51-year-old man who provided financial support for their failing farm. And as if that's not fucked up enough, when police intervened, the 3 adults were found to be living in a house with 11 girls, aged 6 months to 8, 2 of whom were the children of the 14-year-old. So as bad as this is, sex slavery may have been an upgrade for her. And look, we've got a whole lot of weird, insulated religious sects in this country, and it's probably not a coincidence that there are precisely 0 of them where you don't find despicable mistreatment of women. Says something about your fundamentals when these are your fundamentalists. But after depressing the fuck out of you with some morbid stories at the close of my last couple of segments, I was finally able to locate some good news to wrap with this week. And it comes in the form of a subversive feminism bot that's on the run from Irish police. And no, this isn't George Miller's next action flick, though I would totally watch that. It's the story of the abortion drone. So this one comes to us from Northern Ireland, home of some of Europe's most asinine and backwards abortion laws. Despite being approved by the World Health Organization and being largely considered the gold standard for medical abortions, Northern Ireland still prosecutes women for taking the combination of mifepristone and misoprostol, both of which are legally prescribed drugs in Northern Ireland, by the way. But because of a loophole in the maze of archaic abortion laws between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, the women could get prescriptions for the drug and then have a drone fly the pills to them from one part of the island to the other. Police were present when the drone landed, but since the medication was legally prescribed, they couldn't confiscate it. And since the 2 women who took it refused to say whether or not they were pregnant, citing medical privacy, they won't be prosecuted either. Now, I've got to admit, when I heard abortion robot, there was a sick little part of me hoping for an R2-D2 with a blender attachment and a handy vac. Just would have scared Christians way more. But I'm happy with any story about using the 21st century to conquer the 19th. So on that happy note, I'll hand things back over to Noah, Heath, and Eli.